Alright, and we're back.
In a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto US 501 North.
Alright, this is my girlfriend. My girlfriend from Google. She's gonna help me do our thing here. So you'll hear her, you're gonna hear her voice from time to time. You know, just so you know. But, yep, underway. Good to go. Got rid of the bag. Yep. 544 to 501. I took a little shortcut called Singleton Ridge Road. And yeah, I've noticed that you know, when you're big, people kind of have a tendency to get the fuck out of your way. They don't want anything to do with you. They don't want to get close to your ass. Oh, go baby, go.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto US 501 North.
You're a fucking idiot. Yep, you douchebag. And yeah, you gotta go slow.
Continue on US 501 North for 1.5 miles.
Folks like to pull out in front of you, don't they? Yeah. And you know, I have to think now when I drive. I can't be doing evasive maneuvers, you know, crazy shit like that. Like I got this crazy douchebag in front of me. He's pulled out in front of me at a red light, at a turn. And now he's ass in is in the ditch, and front end is on the road. And he's doing 35 to 55 miles an hour back and forth. So I'm backing up, keeping my distance. I'm watching his ass. Oh. All right, and he's gone. Finally. It's a hell of a thing, you know, to have to suffer fools, but it's what you got to do when you're, you know, dealing with all this craziness. I got a 15-foot trailer width. I got a 15-foot truck.
In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on US 501 North.
Yeah, this bitch. She talking to me. I like to stay in the right lane, but, you know, from time to time.
Keep left to stay on US 501 North.
Yeah, you hear this chick? So, yeah, here we go. Going down.
Continue on US 501 North for 33 miles.
All right, 33 miles. Oh. Bikers are. I'm coming into Conway, and getting over before y'all do. Have to pick my. Slamming on brakes, okay. Have to pick my lane and stay there. Own it. My lane. So that's what's up here. Oh. And even though little Miss Google here tells me it's going to take me 10 hours, it's not. It's going to take me a little bit longer than 10 hours. Okay, a lot longer than 10 hours is going to be a long time. So, yeah, I'm just going to hunker down. If I have to, I'll sleep in this truck. Actually, I can sleep in the car. The truck would be kind of cramped. You know, but I could crawl into the car, which nobody would notice. And if they come fucking around, pop out, of the car, they'll be trying to get into the truck. I can sit there watching them going, so in Charity's going to alert me. We'll be in the car. So, if I have to, I'm not getting a hotel room. You ever tried getting a hotel room with a dog? They want like $200, $300. Yeah, you could lie. You could lie. Just bring your dog in there. But what if they see you? Or, they smell the dog or something. And, now they're going to be trying to charge you. And plus, I don't have a credit card. That's right. I do not have a credit card here. So, there goes your that. I closed my bank. So, I got a really fat cashier's check. And a bit of cash. I've learned too, if you go running off the road, don't yank the wheel back. I've heard of things fishtailing, and the front of my car, the front of the truck is a little bit more elevated, which makes the front very responsive. So, can you do this? I hear I can, so I'm going to try it and do it. Oh. 701 to 501. I'll go slow. Everybody else is. We are the beach. Conway. It's a very nice town. Once again, nostalgic. I've killed a lot of bugs and rats in this place, in this town as well. Come to think of it, from here all the way to North Carolina and back. So it's whatever. Not so much anymore. Margarita. Uh-oh. What do we got? Fire? Fire rescue. Okay, alright. Oh. Tell you what, I hit a bump, man. I feel it. It's like, yes, I got my preps. I did not experience any rodent damage. None whatsoever. Neither did I see any evidence of rodents messing around, so good there. All my bags of rice are good to go. The totes were a great idea. Totes were a really great idea. Alright, going through the middle of town. You want to see what I'm looking at? treat that Burger King. Used to treat that McDonald's. Used to treat that Applebee's. Eugene's Signature Steakhouse. Never been there. It's brand new. What else is there? Yeah, 501. Charity just hanging out, doing her thing. Gas, $2.85. So, yeah, the bikers were all over the beach. And somehow, some way, they found a lot of gas. Imagine that. So, the pumps are on. Pumps are on. The trucks rolled in and gave everybody gas. There's a few gas stations that were that didn't have gas, but it's okay. But interesting. I seen a group of. I was hanging out at the gas station, getting some stuff. And a group of bikers came in. You know, the groups and clubs, and they came in. They were getting ice and beer. They had a trailer. They had two trailers. There was like 10 of them. They had two trailers behind their bikes. You know, big, fat, wide trailers. Like, wow, that's pretty cool. Streamline, fiberglass, custom paint job, whatever. So I was sitting there. There was no gas in the gas station. They had all the yellow things on the pump handles. So one of the locals were like, "Hi, y'all find any gas anywhere?" And one of the bikers said, "No, man, we brought our own gas." It's like, we got 40 gallons in the freaking thing there. Oh, that's for you. Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty neat. So they had two trailers. One had beer and ice in it, and the other one had gas. So they came prepared. All right, leaving Conway proper. All right, get it, fool. Passing me like I'm doing standing still. Another thing to think about, here's a little thing I learned years ago, is that if you're going to be smoking a cigarette, got your window open during bike week, don't throw your cigarette out the window. Or don't ash out the window. Yeah. Got in an argument with a biker one time, and my buddy was smoking a cigarette and ashing out the window. Whatever, that's what you do, right? And little did we know or even care that there was, a biker and his girl behind us. So he pulls up next to my truck and starts beating on the truck. I'm like, what the fuck? And I got out. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Dude jumped off his bike and he's like That goddamn friend of yours, he fucking, got cigarette butts in my mouth and ashes, hot ashes, and you could kill me that way. And I was like, well, yeah, I thought you were a tough biker. You know, bugs in your teeth. You know, cigarette butts hitting you. No big deal, right? I just laughed. I was like, don't worry about it. I'll yell at my friend for you. We won't do that anymore. You know? Don't be hitting no fucking... I said, don't be hitting my damn truck like that. Good way to get shot around here. That was pretty neat. He's like, fair enough. He's like, tell your friend. I was like, yeah, I'll tell my friend. Told my friend to stay in the fucking truck. He tried to come out and help me. I said, stay your ass in the goddamn truck. But that was funny. Yeah. All right, 60 miles an hour. Here we go. Here we go. I would have made videos. On my trip up here, or my trip down here, but my phone died because I was driving my car, and apparently my car sucks the life out of my battery, out of my phone battery. Once I was plugged it up. What? I mean, like it drained down within. I started off with 100%, and within an hour, it was dead. You know, I didn't hear. I was getting to a pivotal point in the route. You know, where I should go left or go right. Which one is it? And I didn't hear my girlfriend from Google speaking to me, so I was like, "What the hell?" I looked at my phone; it's dead. I was like, "What?" Trying to turn it back on, nothing happened. Charity, you remember that, right? And so I'm like, God damn it, what the fuck? And yeah, it just drained the damn battery. So I wasn't gonna stop anywhere and plug it up. So I went and bought the Motor Carriers Road Atlas. Yeah, for truckers. That thing is a Bible, and I had to pull out my little spectacles and go, okay, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going here, this is my exit. Good. So that's what I did. You know, it's good to read a map. It's good to be able to read a map. You know, we rely on this computer GPS technology, but you know, a good old-fashioned map is all you need. I remember the days when it was before all the GPS and all that. You know, obviously Marine Corps, you got to do some land nav, and in Boy Scouts we did land nav. But I mean, you know, navigating these roadways that we have, you know, it's crazy. So I remember the days of having to, when I worked on the road doing pest control, I'd have some time to prep, you know, and I'd sit down and I'd write out, okay, you know, and I would just write it out. 501 to exit 432, it'd be on your right hand side. And so, shit like that. Plot your course. My boss at the time, he had been doing it for many years on the road. I don't know where it was. I was on 95. 95 North, I think. 95 South, I forget. 95. I think it was on, 95 North. And there was a major wreck on it, and traffic was backed up for miles upon miles upon miles. It was so backed up that they sent a squad car coming towards us. Everybody stopped. Everybody's bumper to bumper and not moving. And they sent a squad car his little got on the horn. He was telling us that for like, traffic is backed up for like 10 miles. If you can find an exit and reroute, please feel free. It's going to take another 2-3 hours to get the truck. It's going to take an hour or so to get the truck because he's got to divert and reroute. So I was like, wow. But, hey, that's the Leos, man. They help you out, right? When they can, when they have to. I had to call my boss up and go. He was working nights too, so. Funny thing about him, he was an Army guy. He was an old Marine back in the 60s. He was supply. He was a supply Marine. But whatever. He was a Marine. Now he's like in his 80s now, but it was so funny because anytime you gave him a problem or deviated from the route, he would just start cussing. Fuck, god damn it, shit, fuck this shit. Okay, what you need to do is take a left to go to exit 2, but he knew right away what to do. But he had to get his cussing out first. He's like, fuck, that's gonna make you late, this and that. Alright, I'll tell you what to do. If you can make it to exit 143, what's your mile marker? Okay, yeah, mile marker 52. Okay, at mile marker 56, there's an exit. Take that exit, and then take this back road. Take this back road. And you'll be there. It's like, shit, this guy. I mean, just right off the top of his head, he knew every fucking road. It's amazing. Loved it. Alan. That was his name, Alan. Yeah. I'm getting started late. Like I said, I mean, you try to reserve this stuff online and everything, and it looks good on paper, and then you start calling, and they're like, well, we don't know if we got that or not. No, we don't have that. It's unavailable. Call this number. This is the 1-800 Uhaul, and they put us in. We had to drive like 30 miles out of the way to get this trailer and the truck. So we did that, and they act like they didn't know what the hell was going on. That's all right. I mean, they got us on the road. Getting the car on the trailer. Here's something I learned, because this was my plan. My plan was to get to my apartment, drop the trailer with the car, unload the truck, hitch back up to the trailer in the car, and then go drop the truck off. Can't do that. Yeah. Because if I did that, the trailer would go, and my car would be sitting on its ass end. So I'm glad my friend brought that to my attention, said something. And so that would have been a bad day. Bad day. Oh. What y'all doing? So, little things to learn. Curious to see how this thing is going to do in Cleveland, man. It's just on the highways, on the freeway. It's such a bad, bumpy ass road. I mean bumps, like boom, 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 boom. They just keep coming. But car is nice and secure. It's not going anywhere. It's good to know this shit. Well, passing the Wakamal tribal grounds. Hey-ya, hey-ya, hey-ya. They're the Wakamal tribe. Not Whack-A-Mole tribe. Or Smack-A-Ho tribe. It's the Wakamal tribe. That's pretty cool. You get big, huge campgrounds. They do the dancing and fire and smoke them peace pipe. What they smoke them peace pipe, you know, and it's tobacco. You get to walk around. Every now and then they have their little shaman things where they close it off to the public. During their events, it's open to the public, and you can come in and whatever, you know, hang out, watch the fun. But you're like shaman times. We're bust out the sweat lodge, put in the other tobacco, the herbs, the incense, if you will. But that's fun. Or you go to the tree line. So yeah, let's see what we got going on here. We're now approaching Aynor, or Aynor, as they call it. Aynor. There were some pretty cool gun shops I never got a chance to check out here. Foxtrot Tactical. What else was there? There's another one. Oh, I'm sorry. Papa Foxtrot Tactical. Yeah, that was the name of it. It's right here, I think. Yeah. Guns, ammo. All right. So. Slowing down. Stopping and going. Lots of fun. Yeah, so I got underway at like 1 o'clock. And I really don't know how long this is going to take. So this ought to be interesting. I know it's not going to take 10 hours. It's going to be a lot more. But whatever. Like I said, if I get tired, me and Charity will just crawl in the back of the car and go to sleep. Take a nap. So got a lock on the trailer. Basically, it was the lock that I took off the storage. Oh, I got to call the storage unit. Storage folks and say, hey, I'm out of there. No, forgot to do that. That's a Saturday, so. And they got to refund me money because I had paid up till July, but I was hell bent on getting my stuff and getting up there, you know. So. Those speed, those wake up strips. This truck doesn't have fucking what do you call it? Cruise control. Not that I can see. But I can imagine that would be kind of hard to do. So it's got some power. It does. I can imagine that cruise control on this thing would just be crazy. Local honey. All right. Yep. Scene where the Jordanians, 1,000 Jordanian people, actual people, rushed Israel, the borders of Israel, and actually broke down a gate, broke down a fence there, and they sent them packing though. The riot police showed up and stopped them from getting in, but the Jordanians, some Lebanese, and Syria, the people of those countries have pledged to get into the Gaza Strip and help the Palestinians, the Hamas, take down Israel. And Turkey, Mr. President Erdogan, whatever the fuck his name is. I started to buy a Canic. It's a Canic pistol made in Turkey. Really good. Actually, really good pistols, and they're cheap, very cheap. But you don't. It's not pronounced Canic. It's pronounced Yannick. Who knew? Whatever. Crazy turkeys, man. Crazy Turkians. Those crazy Turks. Always fucking around. So Erdogan gives out this speech. They call for an emergency meeting, and he calls for all these countries to show up. Egypt, Jordan, all the Middle East countries, Saudi Arabia. I don't even know, but all these countries that are against Israel. He calls them up, and they have this meeting, and he tells them that we need to take them down. We need to, go ahead and take Israel out. Burn it, burn the city. Don't allow, the Palestinians to suffer at the hands of the Israelis anymore. When it's the fucking Palestinians that are fighting and doing all this shit to Israel. They have been for a long time, for decades, since its inception. So if you guys don't know what a Palestinian is, nobody does. They never existed. In history, there's no such thing as a Palestinian. You ever heard of a Palestinian? No. No, never heard of a Palestinian. There's no such thing. Okay, yeah, they say, yeah, we're actually Philistine. Well, the Philistines got conquered and pretty much erased by Israel thousands of years ago. So to say that you're a Philistine, a dirty Philistine, that makes no sense. The wars, World War I and II and all that, Britain had already went in there and cleared the path, and had that land. And rocking a little bit here. And that's who facilitated that land back to the Jews. Of course with us as well, there was an agreement, hey, let's get together, hey, let's give Israel back Israel. Because nobody was there. It's the Muslims had already taken over, during the Crusades, all that shit. The Ottoman Empire was in control of it for a while. Then they walked away or got beat by the Brits. And there was really nobody there. Nobody in Israel. Except for these Palestinians, who they just called themselves Arabs. Yeah, we're Arabian. Okay, what the fuck? But as soon as the Jews showed up, that was it. The whole Middle East was like, oh, fuck this. Not in my backyard. And that's when everything started. Oh, yeah, we got Palestinians. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You've got to let them stay there. And, yeah, well, see how that worked out. They occupied the Gaza Strip. They occupied the Gaza Strip. Started doing their terrorist thing, their jihad thing, you know, killing Israelis. Backed by Iran and the Hezbollah. And that's when the Hamas were born. And shortly after that, the Israelis retaliated. Oh boy, did they ever. 5-day war. Bam! They went ahead and just did a freaking blitzkrieg airstrike on everybody. Marched in troops. They had some, they moved their tanks in, blasted everything. Boom, 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 boom. You ain't touching us no more. They sent a clear and present message. Don't fuck with us. And they also started the Hamas. The Hamas is the anti-terrorist group that infiltrates and destroys Hamas on nearly a daily basis. I mean, it's crazy. The stories that have came out of there, man. You want to talk about some high-speed shit? These guys were doing some crazy high-speed shit, assassinations, you know, just, I mean, you name it. The one guy that, I can't think of his name, just nuts, man. Remember, there was one assassin in the 70s that he had a snub-nosed 38. That's what he carried. It was like his favorite weapon. And he would go to a local bread shop, and it was like this big piece of loaf of bread. And he would get this loaf of bread, and in broad daylight in public, he would throw this loaf of bread against this guy, stick his gun in the loaf of bread, and shoot him, and walk away, and he'd eat the bread. You know, that was his thing. It was some Israeli assassin. But I didn't see none. You didn't hear none. You know, this guy's laying on the ground bleeding. I don't know, I'm eating my bread, man. But all kinds of stories like that. The counter surveillance and surveillance of the CIA was taught to them by this guy in Israel, who that's what he did. That was his specialty. He came up with the long telescoping lens, and the microphone, and all the bugs. I mean, he pioneered the field for spycraft, because they had to. They, you know, necessity is the mother of invention, right? So, another story I heard about this crazy assassin guy from Israel. He would dress up. The Hamas, the Palestinian Hamas, and the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation or whatever. They would have these meetings, you know. They would get together and have these little fucking sit-down meetings and haka daka laka, talk about, you know, how they're going to destroy Israel and all this and that. And so this assassin got word of it, and he dressed up in a burqa, a full-body burqa. And he went in there, and he was carrying tea. He had a tray. And this tray was like, it had legs, little legs, so they could set it down, and it had a little curtain around the tea tray. And so he ran around and, you know, served everybody tea, and as they're out drinking tea, they're like, whatever, bitch, go away. You know. Oh, I got something in my throat. You know, they would, if he fucked up, they would go, you know, whatever, give him some slack, you know, give him some flack for fucking up the tea or whatever, you know, because He was very chauvinistic against women. And here he is in a burqa, and they think he's a woman. Can't tell the difference. And serves everybody tea, get cussed out in Arabic, and then sets the tea thing down, in an area, and walks out, and boom! Kills everybody. Kills and maims everybody. Yeah. Damn, that's pretty smart. So, using their tactics against them, They've been doing tunneling. They've been doing that for a long time. The Palestinians would tunnel. They use Gaza Strip as their base of operations. Like recently, and in the past, all those high-rise apartment buildings, they pack them with women and children, and then they put a rocket battery on the top and launch their rockets at Israel. And then, right after that, all the women and children come out so that everybody can see that building's full of women and children. And so the Israelis are like, can't bomb it. Until the Israelis started doing it anyway. So now they run like hell. They tell everybody to get the hell out. And they launch the rockets because they know the Israelis are about to retaliate. And you can see the footage. They've been just leveling buildings. They, call in the artillery or airstrike. They've got that bomb, the Jab. Yeah, we've got the Moab. They got the Jab, and it just levels a building. But Palestinians are taught as a child, deaf to Israel, deaf to Israel. Talk about right there at their doorstep, mixed in with all their people. So, yeah. How many hours we got here? On the road again. Oh, I can feel it. All right, so I'm going to get off of here. I don't want this to be too much of a long ass recording, but yeah. I will give you an update periodically from time to time. This is MadShad and Charity, encouraging you all to keep on trucking.